What's up, friends? I wanted to make another video because I haven't posted anything on my channel since I posted those 3 or 4 videos where I said I was going to start this whole new fun project and blah, 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 blah. And again, I've gotten so caught up in my life, and I've gotten so caught up on thinking that my problems were too big or too this or too that or too focused on myself or focused on self-improvement, and I feel like I haven't really been enjoying the journey. And I feel like I haven't really been enjoying the journey for quite some time now, and I think it's because I lost sight of what the journey is really all about, and that's kind of what I want to come on and talk about right now. And the main topic that I'm going to say is connection. And I feel like I've lost not the ability to connect, but I feel like I lost my ability to find connection in everything and to search for the connection in everything, because connection can do so much for you, more than just meeting a different person and talking about something. But connection brings you out of yourself. Connection brings you into the moment. Connection makes you learn new things and learn things about yourself and learn things about other people in the world and your surroundings, and etc., etc. And I went away to a music festival recently out in BC with some friends of mine. Not a lot of us really knew each other that well, so obviously we were forced to be around each other for so many hours in a car, because we drove from Toronto all the way out to BC, which took over 40 hours. And in that time, and in the time that we spent at the festival, I learned so much about these people that I went with, and I learned about their different perspectives on life and their different goals on life and different things that they'd done. And it really stopped me from being so focused on myself. I've been living in a big city. I've been living in Toronto for the last year and a half, which is the longest I've stayed in one place since I moved away from home for the first time, which is weird for me. And I feel like Toronto especially, or maybe just how I've kind of been living in the past little while, I've been really blinders on and focused on goals and focused on just sort of the wrong things. I haven't been focused on the things that make me happy. And the things that make me happy are exploring and learning things about new people and learning things about myself and developing and et cetera, et cetera. And the biggest lesson that I think I took away from my festival experience and from my time away was that the world is so much bigger than you, and the world is so much bigger than you see yourself in it. I think we get so focused on who we are and trying to make sense of who we are and what our life means and what our purpose is and this and that, and you forget to stop and look around and see that there are so many other amazing people out there that you can learn from, that you can talk to and discover things about, and in turn discover things about yourself and grow from it. And I met this really amazing group of people at the festival, just people that we were camping near, and the 12 of us became like this little mini family for the week. And it was so much fun to meet all these different people who are from totally different places and hear their stories and see their mannerisms and their characteristics and how that differed from me and people that were in my life right now. And it really opened my eyes back up to the fact that, hey, there are so many other people out there that are so different from what you're doing right now, and so different from what's going on in your front door, from your front door, they're doing just so many different things. And it's so important to stop and really listen to other people and really try to make that connection with other people, because you can learn so much, and so many new opportunities and excitement and laughs and fun and enjoyment can come from all of that. And if you get too stuck focusing on yourself and on the things that you're doing and how what you do affects your life and what you're doing relates to everything around you, you forget that everything around you is still going on around you, no matter what's going on inside your head. And I get so stuck inside my head that I forget to stop and listen to everybody around me, and I miss out on stuff. And so I was just so happy to be so humbled by the experience with all these new people, and to see again that I can make connection just by letting my walls down a little bit and being vulnerable and thinking, okay, these people are all new. Let's hear their story. Let's hear what I can learn from them. Let's hear what I can see from them. Let's enjoy this time together. And you see that it doesn't take long to build relationships and to build comfortability with other people if you're willing to be raw and comfortable yourself. And I think that I stopped doing that this year, and it was one of the things that really started to wear me down, and I was wearing down and I was noticing it for quite some time, and I didn't understand what was going on. And I think it was because I just stopped listening. I stopped listening, and I went way too far inside my head because of that big city vibe. It was everybody else was doing all their things and going on about their lives and about their days, and I just went further and further and further into my head, and I stopped seeing everybody else around me, and I only saw how I was reacting to everybody else around me, and I was trying to decipher what everybody else was doing around me and why, and judging myself for not doing things as well as others, or not achieving my goals the way that I wanted to. And I stopped enjoying the journey in general, and I stopped connecting with other people. And one of the main things that I did at Shambhala, I think, was to, I guess, just notice that and try to break that habit. And now that I've come home, I'm still in talks with all these people that I've met, and we have such a weird little bond that has been able to continue to flourish through the internet, which is so exciting and so cool. And a little exercise, I guess, that I did tonight. I went into this gas station to use the bathroom, and my friend was getting gas, and I went in, and instead of just walking out or keeping my head down and not talking to the person who was also in there, I struck up a conversation with the girl who was behind the counter and just asked her, hey, how's it going? And we talked about when she had moved there and why, and talked about little things like the weather, and talked about the roads in the area, and just striking up that conversation just made me feel so alive. And it brought me back to life, because that's one of the things that I love to do, is talking to people and learning about people and making that connection, because it really does fill up your heart. Every person that you talk to and every story that you hear, it changes your life and it changes your perspective, and it's so valuable to meet new people and to actually truly listen to them when they're talking to you, as opposed to just taking what you can from the situation for yourself, but learning about other people and learning about different processes, because that's how you grow. You can't live in a little bubble for the rest of your life focused on yourself and how you're going to make more money or become more successful or become this and that, because at the end of the day you can be as successful as you want, but if you haven't learned how to make connections with people and make lasting bonds with people, you're going to feel empty. And I think that's why I felt so empty this year, was because I was making so many little meaningless superficial connections, and I was so focused and so stuck with my head down that I didn't get to appreciate the beauty in life and in what other people are doing around me. And it's just so important to stop and listen to other people. And I've said that 6 times, but I just feel like I'm not listening to people as much as I used to, and I'm not putting myself out there as much as I used to, because I'm afraid. I've become afraid for some weird reason, and I'm really going to try and break through that fear and break through my vulnerability and just become whole with what's happening around me and become further present in the moment and seize different opportunities and make those connections and start up those conversations, because you never know what the person that you are or could be talking to, you never know what they can teach you. You never know what opportunities they can bring to you, and you never know how they can make you feel. And this past weekend, with all the people that I got to spend it with, just made me feel so happy and made me feel so alive. And I am so grateful for that experience, and I am so grateful for those people, and I am so grateful that I let my guard down again and stop judging myself so much and not judge other people so much and just be. And one thing that it was cool, there was this one thing at the festival, it was this big tree, and it was called the wishing tree. And there were pens and paper and string, so you could write your wish down on the piece of paper, and you write whatever it was and tied it up into the string. And me and my friends spent a good 15 minutes just walking around reading different ones, and then we each went up and wrote ours. And mine was, and it still really stuck with me so much, and it was something I was learning throughout the whole week. Mine was, I wish I could stop thinking so much and just be. And it was something that I used to be able to do so well, was just be. And I think that over the last year, I just got so focused and caught up on thinking about why I do things, why other people do things, and why I'm not where I want to be, or why I am where I am, or what I should do next, or what other people think of me. And I forgot how to actually just be with other people. And you forget how important it is to just be with people and feel that like raw, true love and connection. And it's just so valuable. So take some time tomorrow or today, if there's still more of today, and the next time you go out into public, don't look down at your phone. Look up at people. Look into their eyes. See what their eyes say to you. See what their expression says to you. If somebody looks sad, ask them how they are. Ask them what their name is. Where are you from? What's going on? And see what they have to say, because you never know what that person that's crossing your path has to say to you, or you never know how many times that person who's crossed your path has crossed your path and may or may not need somebody to reach out and speak to them, or may have some kind of answer for you that you need. Love one another. We're all in this world together. Nobody really knows what the fuck's going on, but the more we stop and talk to each other, the more we might actually be able to realize what our true purpose is here. And it's to make the world a better place together, and the only way we're going to do that is by really listening to each other and trying to connect with each other every step of the way.